never fold. Even when my back's against the ropes, never. Cause I know in whom I believe in, who I trust and who I hold. Oh, you didn't know, you know? About that left-right paradigm and the mass deception sweeping across the whole globe. So, did you celebrate Christmas? I know. You ready for New Year's? Oh, I get it. You the religious type. We never float your ball. So, shake them up from a mile. Like Little Joe from Kokomo. First time fucking 19 said the whole world has a wickedness and they gon' say they ain't like Pinocchio. We ain't falling for the okie doll. This whole world been comatose. We should have the most hot guy. But you trying to break it, nigga, they murder, for thinking we slipping home alone. Hit them up with that rover's off. It's never left not alone. Spirit on text, should attack it on. Drop more parts on my cell phone and roll. Uh-oh. Oh no. Here I go again. One more for the poets, man. Seeds I'll be sowing in. Because righteousness, I'm going in. My deck of cards never folded in. Keep going hard in the faith till one day that I'm behold. They say everybody hates Chris, but it's really they hate Yeshaya. Sit back, beat game from this southern king.
Hey, Shalom, family. Greetings and blessings. I pray everyone is having a prosperous and blessed day today, and that this news message finds you in the Most High's perfect peace, watching as well as praying. Definitely have to be vigilant in these times that we're living in. You may have caught wind here just the other day. Matter of fact, on the 15th of, when I said the 15th, not meaning the 15th of, kind of like that was actually, that would have been the 14th. So September 14th, 2024, which would have been the 15th day of the 7th month in the brew year. While we were celebrating coming into the festive time of the Feast of Tabernacles, there were threats of nuclear war. We know that the war drums are beaten, and that ultimately that Zion, our salvation, draws nigher, more closer than from when we first believed. And I want to share with you here this clip here, and about, Scripture tells us prophetically in Revelations chapter 12, and we'll go there briefly in a moment. I'm going to be on for 10 minutes here, just a quick Holy Armor Ministry news message, all right, an update. Okay, keeping our minds, making sure that we're watching. Today being what? The 6th day of the Feast of Tabernacles at sundown starts that 7th day. And these are the days of our joy where we come before the Most High to rejoice. And at the same time, the watchman certainly has to keep, we have to keep our hand to the plow, as well as, interceding, asking the Most High, as it tells us specifically in the book of First Enoch. It tells us when we are to pray, that we ought to pray for, ask the Most High to pray for judgment in specific, right? In your cry for judgment. So I'm going to be visiting some of that here shortly. But let me go ahead and play this news clip. You all may have caught wind of it. You hear what's going on what they have termed the Middle East, with all the, you heard of pagers exploding, killing, dozens of people, and walkie-talkies killing people over in what they call, like I said, term the Mideast. And the war drums certainly are firing up. And so as we are coming before the Most High, there was even an account that where it was reported that the U.S. backing their ally, what they say is Ukraine, said that, or basically they're trying to get, it's the old, switch and bait, pretty much pull the U.S. into it and do what? Begin to start, to start this, if you will, world war, okay, with all the nations fighting against the nations. I mean, there's a lot going on prophetically, dear family. So you definitely want to stay in the secret place of the Most High. Make sure that you are adhering to the tenets of the faith and walking as blameless as possible, being covered by the blood of Hamashiach, and following his footsteps that he have left for us as an example. So that way, when the Most High sends Hamashiach, that we be found blameless and appear, okay, and gathered with the saints of the Most High. Let me go ahead and play this clip here.
Whether Kiev will get permission to use long-range Western.
See, so that's what they're talking about. They want to
over
get a be able to allow the capital over in Ukraine to use Western, in specific the U.S. Hardware, the military, the weaponry to fire over into Russia. Okay, so again, like I said, I know it's a lot of theater, and with that being said, there's still lives being impacted. And yes, I mean, you know, the evil one, he wants sacrifice. Okay, he wants souls. He's trying to again eliminate and have the earth destroy itself. So the scripture says that if the time wasn't cut short in Matthew 24, and I believe verses, I want to say 22, I could be off with that, but it said if the time wasn't cut short, there would be no flesh saved. So let's play this news clip here and get into it. So anyhow, what I was alluding to is that they're saying Ukraine, and I would say the handlers, or the people, the string pullers that are pulling the strings to the puppets. They're trying to say, okay, well, let us get over here and support Ukraine from Russia taking its territory, and whatever the narrative that they're pushing, right? And ultimately, trying to destabilize and to what they call co-ops, or to try to destabilize their government, okay, with war, whatever, and propaganda. So Putin, as you all know, responded and said that if they do that, they shoot these long range missiles into deep into Russia, then they're going to hold that as the Western countries like a literal act of war against their country, and they're going to do whatever within their means to protect themselves. And they threaten nuclear war. Okay, and they have these particular missiles that can strike anywhere in the world. So anyhow, that brings us up to speed. Let's go ahead and hit play and listen to this.
Whether Kiev will get permission to use long-range Western missiles to strike deep behind Russian lines of course, in territories inside Russia, a fresh threat has been issued from Moscow, as was expected. Speaker of Russia's lower house of parliament and a member of Vladimir Putin's Security Council, Vyacheslav Volodin, has warned of a nuclear war in case the West gives a green light to Ukraine to use those long-range weapons and strike targets inside Russia. Volodin said that it would take Russia's RS-28 Sarmat intercontinental ballistic missile under 3.5 minutes to strike Strasbourg, where the European Parliament meets.
Fair use.
Let's find out more about what this missile is capable of.
Put this disclaimer up. Any video that we use here is for educational and journalist purposes only. No copyright infringement intended. So let me put this up here. Where is it at? Should have had this up here already. Here we go. A fair use notice. All right.
Of which is known in the West as Satan II and is dubbed as the deadliest nuclear. More about what this missile is capable of, which is known in the West as Satan II and is dubbed as the deadliest nuclear missile in the world by Moscow. Now, Satan II, or RS-28 Sarmat, has an operational range of up to 18,000 kilometers. And what that means is that it can target almost any location on Earth. This means that the Satan II can travel in any territory and can fly from north to the South Pole. It is a 3-stage liquid-fueled intercontinental ballistic missile. The Satan II can be equipped with multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles weighing up to 10 tons or that's somewhere close to 10,000 kilograms. Now, the
It says that it can hold multiple re-entry vehicles or projectiles, if you will. And that one thing what they're dubbing is telling you right there. Look at that. Russia's Hasatan 2, Satan, adversary. Where we hear about this at?
missile can be armed with anywhere between 10 and a 15 number of warheads, or a combination of warheads and countermeasures, including dummy warheads to confuse enemy missile defenses.
My goodness. I mean, listen to what we're hearing. This thing can hold 15 multiple, if you will, projectiles, as well as countermeasures, things that, that it tries to counteract things that are trying to knock it off of its path or to destroy that it uses counteraction preventative measures so that whatever they're sending it to do to try to hit it to reach its target. My goodness.
The Sarmat can carry up to 24 avant-garde hypersonic glide vehicles, making it an even more formidable weapon. The name Sarmat is based upon the nomadic Sarmatian tribes, which used to live between 6th and the 4th century BC.
Are you seeing how the Samaritan tribes of Russia, Ukraine, and Kazakhstan, it says. Look at that. The world's deadliest nuclear missile. This is what they're terming now. We know that they have lasers and things up in, in space, or what they have that are aimed at what? The Earth. So what this is saying is that, or what I'm seeing from it is that you have Hasatan, the evil one who knows his time is short. We have so much sin running rampant in the world. People totally ignored the Most High. And now, what's that saying that the rooster has come back home to hatch, or the hen that laid the eggs? So what goes around is coming around, and there's none holier than the Most High, who weighs actions in the balance. And to those, whatever they put forth and put out, the Most High is going to dish it back. Now, the Most High already told us, this is not fear mongering. The Most High already told us, the righteous, his sons and daughters, that in 2nd Ezra 13 and 23, that he's the one that's going to bring the perils upon the world. In Isaiah 66, it says, why do I see every man holding on his loins like a woman in travail? So we're seeing, again, the birthing pains. The Most High is going to bring forth his nation. And what we are to do is, again, to come under the hedge of the Most High, to look towards him, return to him, put down our sins, put down the folly, and that which he has given to us and made known to us that we understand and comprehend. We have to go on to continue to follow the Most High and not get sucked back into the world, into the dainties and the things of the world, to where, if one tries to, if they find their life and feel that their life is, I want to do this and have this, I'm not saying it's bad to have a career, whatever the case is, and, have aspirations of things that they want to do. But if anyone is making a plan other than the Most High, then they're making those plans to be stubble for the wind, because the Most High says that, listen, he's going to, in his wrath and his indignation, he is sending down his judgment. And he uses, as the Bible tells us in Psalms, if I remember correctly, 17 and 13, it says, save me, Most High, from the wicked that you use as your sword. So he uses these nations to, if you will, those up in who followed after the evil one and his minions and his underlings, uses those wicked to basically, since they didn't love the truth, that they might all believe a lie, that they would be damned. Okay. And with that, he uses them to basically, ultimately fulfill the Most High's will to punish those who are loving this wicked world and the evil that's in this world. And ultimately, the Most High, finally, as he's breaking the grips or their strongholds off of the minds, their influence off of the minds of the people, and showing what it really is, that it's him who the Most High, it's him who the world denied, it's him who they blaspheme, it's him who they, how do I say this, that they were unmindful of his blessings and his benefits. And so he's taking it all back and saving a remnant of those who truly want to serve the Most High and to know the Most High and to walk with him. And it's all happening prophetically, right in the holy, right in this prophetic, this prophetic time that we're living in. And we still have an opportunity to be hedged and partake in the feast of the Most High, the feast of the covenant. Okay, so it's our power, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who is supreme over all of this. Okay,
in current territories of Russia, Ukraine, and Kazakhstan. Now, viewers, while its development began somewhere in the 2000s, Russia completed its first prototype of the missile in late 2015. Moscow deployed the ballistic missile on combat duty in September last year.
Go ahead and stop that. We'll go back to that in a second. Let me share this with you now. I'm trying to move quick as I can. I got to get this news watch message out here, family. I'm going to share the whole screen so I can go to this here quickly. Let's go over to Revelations here. Revelations 12:7. Satan thrown down to earth. It says in Revelations 12:7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Verse 8, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. See, they said that their hypersonic missile that they had was called the Hasatan 2. The Russia, they said it's the most deadliest weapon that now notice that here. When they're reporting this, when they report things, they're reporting, obviously they have their best interests in ulterior motives in their agenda of what they really want to achieve. Okay, they're saying they're doing this. Well, when I say they, I'm speaking to powers that should not be. All the world powers sit down and, okay, they bow down to the evil one. None of them is with Yeshua. Let me show you that really quick. When you go into Isaiah, we're going back to Revelations 12 and verses. We're going to pick off at verses 10. Okay, we'll go back to verses 9, but really quick. Isaiah 63, all right, and verses 3. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. See, so this is speaking of Revelations. When you go into Revelations 19 and 11, when John the Revelator saw heaven open up, and he saw Yeshua coming with all the armies, okay, from heaven to fight. So this is more like, this is a prophetical message, just a quick update to keep us aware and heightened and alert that our time, okay, of our salvation draweth nigh, dear family. So if you've been following the Most High and taking heed to what the Most High says, and you see His hand at work in your life, you're in a good place. Continue to grow. Continue to feed your soul. Continue to let the Most High sustain and nourish and replenish you, shape, break, and mold you. Let Him build you up. Okay. So, but it's saying here in Isaiah 63:3, Yasha is saying prophetically, okay, Yashaiah, it says in Isaiah, which means Yashaiah, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. Why? Verses 4. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, the year of my redeemed, the year of and the year of my redeemed is come. Israel, we're the one that the Most High is going to redeem. So you see all the things that are happening with the reports of, and notice this when you think about it, that no situation, no catastrophe, or how would they say it, disaster or something something troublesome that will fall on the earth, the powers that should not be, they will not fail to take advantage and just leave that and try to bring what? Try to bring resolve and remedy and solutions to fix it. No, they're going to exploit it to help. Again, why? Because they know their time. Satan knows his time is short, right? So it says here in Isaiah 63:6, and I will tread down the people in my anger and make them drunk in my fear, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. So their strength is the things that they're projectiles. Not just that, their satellites, their capability, the things that they exalt. I'm gonna show you this. This is prophetic. Their strength. Remember that the Most High is the poor righteous man's strength. But the wicked who are rich and super wealthy, as it tells us in the book of Psalm 73:12. Let me show that to you really quick. I'm going back over here to I'm going back over to Revelations 12:9, but I got to get this really quick. Move quick in the spirit. Psalm 73 and verses 12. Look what it says. Let's go from 11. Let's go from 9. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. He's talking about everything that they're going to do, what they want to do. Therefore, his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. And they say, so they had their time in this life. How doth the Most High know? And is there knowledge? Knowledge is, okay, something, not, well, the beginning of knowledge is the fear of the Most High, right? Something that you have to acquire. They say, is there knowledge in the Most High? Verse 12, who is saying that? Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. See? Let's look at this here. It tells us here in Proverbs 10:15, look at this. The rich man's wealth, are you seeing this, is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. So what the rich and powerful, when I say rich and powerful, I'm speaking of those conglomerates, big, when I say conglomerates, that these families got together and made monopolies, and the poor is the feeding ground for the rich and wealthy. See? But the Most High is for our turn. So we have to know this, dear family. We have to keep our eyes on the Most High, keep our eyes on prophecy. Getting back to it, so I'm going to make this quick. Here, let me get right here. Let's go back to Now, Revelations 12 and verses 9. Let me hit Matthew's 24, just a little bit of it. Reading quick. And the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth. His angels, that's his ministers, his messengers, were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength, see, in the kingdom of our Heavenly Father, our power, the Most High, and the power of his anointed or Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before the Almighty day and night. Verses 11, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. That word of the testimony is evidence. You have to know of a certainty. I have to know of a certainty. And they loved not their lives unto the death. Verses 12, here it is. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he know that he hath but a short time. That takes us to Matthew's 24, and I believe 22, if I remember correctly. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake. Okay, this is possession right here. When you see that elect apostrophe S right there, that means that the elects, the Most Highs, whom his saints, who he has given to Yahshua, for their sakes, for our sake, those days shall be shortened. What days? The days, the beginning of woes, the beginning where it talks about in Isaiah 66, right? Look at this. Where's it at? Right here. A voice of noise from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice of the Most High that rendereth recompense to his enemies. But let's read verses 4. Okay. I also will choose their delusion and will bring their fears upon them. This is those who did not take heed to the Most High, who shunned his perfect laborers, his holy prophets and the apostles. Okay. Because when I called, none did answer. Same thing we read in Jeremiah 25. The Most High woke up early, sending his prophets early. A prophet is an inspired speaker. Okay. Now speaking of his prophets, the Most High's prophets, I called, none did answer when I spake. What do you mean he called? Tugging upon your heart, telling you about the feast of the covenant, telling you about the times, revealing to us the things, declaring the end from the beginning. But often in the day and age that we live in, it's like people are quick to want to forget. They want to forget forget misery and forget the pain and they want to forget his judgments when the judgments are a part of the memorial. The memorial meant something to be remembered. The Bible tells us in Psalms 9 and verses 16 that the Most High is known by the judgments that he executes. So the Most High says, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear. They did not hearken. They did not shemai. They didn't listen, but they did evil before my eyes and chose that in which I delight not. Verse 5, hear the word of the Most High, ye that tremble at, see that? That's the elect. Ye that tremble at his word, your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake meaning possession, his name's sake. Let the Most High be glorified, but he shall appear to your joy. And here it is. This is day 6. At sundown will be day 7, the Feast of Tabernacles, the days of our joy. And I pray that you've all had a joyous time, a festive time, and really experienced the Most High's providence, his provision for you, that you can rejoice in him, dear family. Not losing sight of what's happening, because the Most High is our strength. The Bible tells us in help me, Most High, Nehemiah 8:10, for the joy of the Most High, or the strength of the Most High is our joy. Let me read this really quick here, and then I'll go to that. So it says here, but he, the Most High, okay, shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. A voice of noise from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice of the Most High that rendereth recompense to his enemies. Before she travailed, speaking of Yasharallah, she brought forth. Before her pain came, she was delivered of a man-child. The same thing that we read in Revelations 12. Remember? The woman who had the crown of the 12 stars on her crown, meaning that's the patriarchs, the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, who have heard such a thing? Who have seen such things? Shall the earth be made to bring forth in one day, or shall a nation be born at once? For as soon as Zion travailed, she brought forth her children. The Most High says, shall I bring to the birth and not cause to bring forth, saith the Almighty? Shall I cause to bring forth and shut the womb, saith thy power? So rejoice, ye Jerusalem, and be glad with her, all ye that love her. Rejoice for joy with her, all ye that mourn for her, that ye may suck and be satisfied with the breast of her consolations. That means comfort. That ye may milk out and be delighted with the abundance of her glory. Verse 12 says, for thus saith the Almighty, behold, I will extend peace to her like a river, rivers of abundance, and the glory of the Gentiles like a flowing stream. Then shall ye suck. Ye shall be borne upon her sides and be dandled upon her knees. Wow. How prophetic is that? Now, I said that I was going to go over to Matthew's. I read that, Matthew 24 and 22. Let's go back over to Revelations. Revelations 12. And I believe I was around verses 12, I think. Yes. Because he know that he has but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child. Crystal clear, dear family. Now, one other thing. Let me show us this here. Let me go over to, where's it at? Right here, I'm in First Enoch, chapter. What chapter is this here? Hold on. It says, whoa. Oh, chapter 94, verses 6. It says, woe to those who build unrighteousness and oppression and lay deceit as a foundation. They lay deceit as a foundation. Deceit, let's just look up the definition of deceit. We know it's trickery. It's false, something made to seem or appear right, but it's actually has a total, the action or practice of deceiving someone by concealing or misrepresenting the truth. See that? And this is what the powers that should not be do. Because why? When they knew the Most High as the Most High, they did not reverence him. They did not fear him as the Most High. I just showed you what it told us in Psalm 73. They said, is there knowledge in the Most High? And now we have the whole world foaming at the mouth. Just, it's like people will sell their souls for, how would you say, for status, for fame, for material gain. And there's nothing more precious than that of a person's soul. Okay. It says, for they, and they lay deceit as a foundation, for they shall be suddenly overthrown, and they shall have no peace. 7, woe to those who build their houses with sin. For from all their foundations, and we know what the rich man's strength was, his foundation. I also said I was going to show us Nehemiah 8 and 10 for the strength of the Most High is our joy. It says, for from all their foundations shall they be overthrown, and by the sword shall they fall. That's war, dear family. That's those missiles. That's the nuclear, if you will, thermal fire. And those who acquire gold and silver in judgment suddenly shall perish. Look what it says, verse 8. Woe to you, ye rich. Where do we see that at? Let's go right back to it again. Just so we can, why is the Most High saying that? Just backtrack all these passive scriptures that Proverbs 10 and 15. The rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty, right? Psalm 73 and verses 12 told us, behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. Woe to you, ye rich, for ye have trusted in your riches. So we see the likes of celebrities and, big business moguls. And see, this is, like I said, there is an apparatus at work, a total turning upside down, like the book of Psalms 82 and 5 says. The courses of the world or the earth is the foundations of the earth are out of course. So it's evil being put forth. The righteous man is overlooked. The poor man's wisdom is despised. If you say something that's right and honorable, those who live older and live longer and got their status or their lifestyles and sustain their lifestyle by means contrary to the God of the Bible, they would shun the wisdom and the truth and the light that comes from the children of light. Okay. So it tells us here in 1 Enoch 94 verse 8, woe to you, ye rich, for ye have trusted in your riches, and from your riches shall ye depart. So since you trusted in that, you're going to depart because ye have not. Didn't I say this? Wow. Because ye have not remembered the Most High in the days of your riches. Look what it said. Ye have committed blasphemy in unrighteousness and have become ready for the day of slaughter and the day of darkness and the day of great judgment. You see that? Thus I speak and declare unto you, he who have created you will overthrow you, and for your fall there shall be no compassion. And your creator will rejoice at your destruction. And your righteous ones in those days shall be a reproach to the sinners and the godless. See that? So the righteous, again, I just told you that people that I just stated that the youth or those who the scripture tells us in Psalms, in Isaiah 59 and 15, he who turns away from sin becomes a reproach. Now let's go over to 1 Enoch 83 and let's recount what Enoch told Methuselah, his son, right? I'll start at verses 1 just to kind of get some context. And now Methuselah, my son, I got to make this a little bit smaller. And now, my son Methuselah, I will show thee all the vision which I have seen, recounting them before thee. 2 visions I saw before I took a wife, and the one was quite unlike the other. The first, when I was learning to write. The second, before I took thy mother, I saw a terrible vision, and regarding them I prayed to the Almighty. I had laid me down in the house of my grandfather Mahalalel. I saw in a vision how the heaven collapsed and was carried off, and fell to the earth. And when it fell to the earth, I saw how the earth was swallowed up in a great abyss, and mountains were suspended on mountains. And hills sank down on hills, and high trees were torn or rent from their stems and hurtled down and sunk in the abyss. Wow. And thereupon a word fell into my mouth, verse 6, and I lifted up my voice to cry aloud and said, the earth is destroyed. And my grandfather Mahalalel waked me as I lay near him and said unto me, why dost thou cry so, my son? And why dost thou make such lamentation? Here's a man who was making up the hedge and was crying to the Almighty because the Most High showed him the destruction, his wrath, his judgment, showed him his righteousness, and showed him the offenders and the perpetrators who would be perpetrating these ills and doing these evils. And ultimately, some of them would come from, check this out, would come from that's right, from Enoch. It's like if we have children and our children side on the side of this world or side on the side of Satan, our loved ones side on the side of Satan, the judgment is exact. No one can undo that. The Most High is, how do you say it? Omnipotent, all powerful, doesn't make mistakes. No one can stand in defiance of him. No one can outsmart him. No one can deceive him. He knows all that there is to know, will ever be to know. So he says here, verse 8, and now, my son, arise and make petition. Oh, hold on. I think I missed something. A terrible thing. So he said, and I recounted to him the whole vision which I had seen. And he said unto me, a terrible thing hast thou seen, my son, and of a grave moment is thy dream, of serious importance is thy dream, vision. See, dreams, vision, as to the secrets of all. There it is, the sin of the earth. It must sink into the abyss and be destroyed with a great destruction. And now, my son, arise and make petition, intercession to the Most High of glory, since thou art a believer. See? That means he believes in, that means obedient and being faithful to the Most High, hearkening to the Most High, that a what? A remnant may remain on the earth, and that he may not destroy the whole earth. My son, from heaven all this will come upon the earth, and upon the earth there will be great destruction. After that I arose and prayed and implored and besought and wrote down my prayer for the generations, that's us, of the world, and I will show everything to thee, my son Methuselah. And when I had gone forth below and seen the heaven, and the sun rising in the east, and the moon setting in the west, and a few stars, and the whole earth, and everything as he had known it in the beginning, then I blessed the Most High of judgment and extolled him, because he had made the sun to go forth from the windows of the east and ascend and rose on the face of heaven and set out and kept traversing the path shown unto him. Now listen to this. Now he's getting ready to show. I'm going to go right down to it. No, I'll read it all. It's only 6 verses. They seem like these are long verses though. 84. First Enoch chapter 84, verses 1. And I lifted up my hands in righteousness and blessed the holy and great one, and spake with the breath of my mouth and with the tongue of flesh, which the Most High has made for the children of the flesh of men, that they should speak therewith. And he gave them breath and a tongue and a mouth that they should speak therewith. 2. Great and mighty in thy greatness, Most High, of the whole creation of the heaven, King of kings and the power of the whole world. and thy power and kingship and greatness abide forever and ever. And throughout all generations, thy dominion, and all the heavens are thy throne forever. And all the heavens are thy throne forever. And the whole earth thy footstool forever and ever. For thou hast made, and thou rulest all things, and nothing is too hard for thee. Wisdom departs not from the place of thy throne, nor turns away from thy presence. And thou knowest and seest and hearest everything, and there is nothing hidden from thee, for thou seest everything. And now the angels of thy heavens are guilty of trespass, and upon the flesh of men abideth thy wrath until the great day of judgment. And now, O Most High, and now, Heavenly Father, and Most High, and Great King, I implore and beseech thee to fulfill my prayer, to leave me a posterity, meaning a future on earth, and not destroy all the flesh of man, and make the earth without inhabitant, so that there should be an eternal destruction. And now, my power, destroy from the earth the flesh which has aroused thy wrath, but the flesh of the righteousness and uprightness established as a plant of eternal seed. My goodness, praise Ahia. Dear family, do you know last night, as I laid down and I just was thinking, I said, Most High, I'm thinking about what the Most High did for me and personally. And I looked at I said, Most High, and I thinking of my son, and I said, my sons, and I said, Most High, you have made us a plant. I'm the planting of your hands. And now this morning, organically, I wake up and I'm reading this. I literally asked the Most High to establish and I asked the Most High, have mercy upon myself, upon my sons and their sons, praying that they would embrace him and follow him, follow me as I follow him. See how their dad, their grandfather followed the Most High with everything. We are his planting. And hide not thy face from the prayer of thy servant, O Most High. How beautiful is that? One more thing now, dear family. So how do we make a certain of this, right? Well, of course, it tells us here, and I want to say, is it First Peter's? Might be Second Peter's 1. Yeah, 3 through 11. This is how you do it. Confirm your calling and election according as his divine power have given unto us all things that pertaineth unto life and holiness, through the knowledge of him that have called us to glory and virtue, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these ye might be partakers of the supernatural nature, having escaped the corruption, see, same thing that Enoch was shown, that is in the world through lust. Lust is a desire. Now, this particular lust is speaking of is a forbidden, something that's forbidden, not because it's for your good, but because it will corrupt and pollute you and turn you. And beside this, giving all diligence, pay attention, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge, and to knowledge temperance, which is self-control, and temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness, which is holiness, which is righteousness. 7, and to holiness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness charity, which is love. Verse 8, for if these things be in you and abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Yahshua HaMashiach. 9. But he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot see afar off, and have forgotten that he was purged from his old sins. 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. Verse 11, here it is. For so an entrance shall be ministered unto you abundantly into the everlasting kingdom of our Lord and Savior, Yeshua HaMashiach. Okay. Now, one other thing that I want to show before we close this out, how to make this election sure. Just told us to add the love. And when you go into Galatians 5, I want to say, is it 13 to 16 or a little bit below that? It talks about there's no law against charity, against righteousness, okay, humility. Now I'm going over to the wisdom of Solomon in our Apocrypha book. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verses 15. See if I can make this a little bit bigger so we could all see it some more. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verses 15, starting at 15. But the righteous, wait a minute, hold on. Let's go from 14. I just seen this. Now remember I told us here, anyone who makes their plans and totally ignore the Most High, and they just, do their, and all of us naturally would do that. That's what we have to learn. And that's why it's very humbling to receive the gospel. It's very sobering. It's very refreshing. Okay, now if we turn away from it, and just to an extent it can be sombering, because what I mean by that is that we know that we're making a choice for the better, to secure our eternal salvation, knowing that it's not by the works of our flesh that we're saved, but it's by his grace and his mercy and these tenets of the faith that he has put in place for us to walk in. To make that clear, no flesh can glory in the Most High sight. We've all fallen short of his glory, but we're not making excuses to stay in sin. We keep sin exceedingly sinful. So in verses 14 of Wisdom of Solomon 5, it says, because the hope of the ungodly man is like, I said that. If anyone's making their plans and the Most High is not their plan, they're making their plans or their future plans. Let's say, like I said, it's not necessarily a bad thing to plan to have a career and a future, but Jeremiah 29:11, the Most High says, I know the thoughts that I think towards you, that to prosper you, to give you an expected end, a future, to do good and not evil. And if we turn outside of what he said, based on the deception that the enemy has done in his wicked campaign, okay, of spreading deceit and influencing and getting people to, if you will, what's the word that I'm looking for? To be initiated into their rituals and eat of his dainties and sit at his table. And it is people who act as though they are holy and they're with the Most High, but yet you cannot sit at the table of Hamashiach in the table of the devil. There has to be a distinction and a separation. And so many times people excuse their behavior or make excuses for themselves to be comfortable in this life, but there are those who have gone through the necessary heartache, the letdowns, the betrayals, the backstabbing of loved ones, and the hurt caused by those who they're actually loving and meaning to do well for, in order that they can go on to glory and present themselves as a living sacrifice unto the Most High. So it tells us here, because the hope of the ungodly man, right, Psalms 73 and 12. These are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. Proverbs 10 and 15. The rich man's wealth is his strength, is his strong city. Because the hope of the ungodly man is like chaff carried by the wind, and like a light hoarfrost driven away by a storm. It is dispersed like smoke before the wind. You can read more about that in Ezekiel 13. The Most High said he's going to bring the storm. Past is like the remembrance of a guest who stays but a day. To live forever, and their reward is with the Most High. The Most High takes care of them. So no matter what circumstance or situation we find ourselves in, if you've been on this path and you're walking on this path of righteousness, remember that the hire or the workman is worthy of his hire for his pay. Yasha says, prepare for yourself neither coats or staves or purses. Whatever you need on that path of right, he's going to provide it for you. Therefore, they, the righteous, will receive a glorious crown and a beautiful diadem from the hand of the Most High. We read about this in, I almost want to show it here. Second Ezra. Man, it's been a minute since I read it. Hold on. Let me just take a look. Hold on. He saw the Son of Man exalted. Is it 13? Let me get there really quick. Who is this that he's seen? Maybe it wasn't 13. Yes, it is 13 and 12. After this, I saw the same man come from a mountain, and multiple peaceable and joyful, sorrowful others. Offerings. He was exalted. He towered over him. He was putting crowns on their heads. It might be in 4. 1 second. Actually, even be in 2. Well, hold on. I got to show this. Let's pause right here. Let's see if I can open this up. Watch this. Second Ezra 2 and verses 42. Matter of fact, we'll go to 38 to 42 since we're in the time of the feast here, right? $38. Let's go from 37. Receive what the Most High has entrusted to you and be joyful, giving thanks to him who has called you to the heavenly kingdoms. Rise and stand and see at the feast, the Moed, the appointed times of the Most High, the number of those who have been sealed. Now they said, you might have caught wind of this. This is the news, a Holy Armor Ministry news update. They were saying that Scott Whitaker, if I'm pronouncing his name right, that sergeant that was in the Marines, and he says that, this past Saturday, while everyone was living their lives and doing what they're doing, it could have been the end for everybody. If they would have let loose that, what I showed earlier, that Satan II missile, okay, that nuclear missile, which they said Putin. Now, ultimately, dear family, I believe that all of these particular these world powers, they're in how do you say it? In cohesion with the enemy, and the enemy deceived them, and the Most High allowed them to be deceived. And are they fighting for power, and are they fighting for their sovereignty? Okay, there's infighting within, right? Is there any honor amongst thieves? So they stole. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked, and they stole. Ezekiel 33 and 15 says, if the wicked give back the pledge, they're not giving nothing back. But the Most High, now they're going to, but they're not doing it. They're not going to give it by they're not going to give it by their own admission, or you know, they're not going to offer it up and say, well, here, this is our desire to give to you. Because why? They're for their turn. So again, at the feast, if that would have been, and you know, I want as much as, you know, as much as I want as many as people who the Most High has numbered to be in the number of the saved to be saved. I really do. So that gives people another opportunity to do what? Rehearse the righteous acts. So it says, rise and stand and see. Oh, hold on. So receive what the Most High has entrusted to you and be joyful, giving thanks to him who has called you to heavenly kingdoms. See? So these feasts are a part of what's being, if you will, this is what governs us. These are the appointed times, the appointments. And it is a law. Rise and stand and see at the feast of the Most High the number of those who have been sealed. Those who have departed from the shadow of this age have received glorious garments from the Most High. 40, take again your full number, O Zion, and conclude the list of your people who are clothed in white. Revelations 19, remember? And those who followed Hamashiach was dressed and how to say, in all white, clothed and fine and white linen, which is the righteousness of the saints, who have fulfilled, not Revelation, 2 Corinthians 10 and 6, when your obedience is fulfilled, then the Most High shall avenge you. So what should we be doing? We should be praying for the Most High to avenge us, praying for his supernatural order, praying for his supernatural justice and his supernatural judgment and his assistance. Who have fulfilled the law of the Most High, the number of your children whom you desired is full. Beseech the Most High's power that your people who have been called from the beginning may be made holy. This is bringing it full circle. Right after this, we're going right back to that Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, because this is how we overcome. Those who observe holy things shall become holy. And there's a path, it tells us in the book of Isaiah 35, verses 8, there's a path in the desert. Okay, a highway being made in the desert that only the holy shall walk on. Verse 42, 2 Ezra, chapter 2, verses 42. I, Ezra, saw on Mount Zion a great multitude which I could not number, and they all were praising the Most High with songs. 3. In their midst was a young man of great stature, taller than any of the others. That means he was exalted. And on the head of each of them, he placed a crown, but he was more exalted than they, and I was held spellbound. Then I asked an angel, who are these, my Lord? He answered and said to me, these are they who have put off the mortal clothing and have put on the immortal. That's 2 Corinthians 15, I believe, right? That we're waiting to be housed. No, it's 1 Corinthians 15. Second Corinthians 5, that's what I meant. But we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of the Most High, and house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. For in this we groan earnestly, desiring to be clothed upon with a house which is from heaven. If so being, or if so be that being clothed, we should not be found naked. For we that are in this tabernacle, this flesh that we have, do groan, being burdened, not for that we would be unclothed. We don't want to be found naked, but clothed upon, that mortality might be swallowed up of life. So how do we do this? These are they who have put off the mortal clothing and have put on the immortal. That means they live forever. And they have confessed the name of the Most High. Now they are being crowned and receive palms. Then I said to the angel, who is that young man who places crowns on them and puts palms in their hands? He answered and said to me, he is the Son of the Most High, whom they confessed in the world. So I began to praise those who had stood valiantly for the name of the Most High. Then the angel said unto me, go tell my people how great and many are the wonders of the almighty power which you have seen. Glory to Ahia. Now let's get ready to close this out. Back to the wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verses 16. For they will receive a glorious crown, bringing it full circle. Remember, there was one that was amongst them that was tall and exalted more, and he put crowns and put palms in their hands. Therefore they will receive a glorious crown and a beautiful diadem from the hand of the Most High, because with his right hand, his Son will cover them, and with his arm, that also means power, he will shield them. 17, the Most High will take his zeal as his whole armor and will arm all creation to repel his enemies. So since it tells us in Leviticus 19:2 to be ye holy, just like to put it on our mind, because I, the Most High, am holy. This is what we have to put on. He will put on righteousness. I told us righteousness is holiness, godliness, the Most High's commandments, the Most High's character, as a breastplate, and wear impartial justice as a helmet. In other words, when you look at that impartial, oftentimes we think that that's okay, he's showing favoritism. No, this means strict. This means treating all rivals or disputants, let's make this big, fair and just, no matter who they are. So if it's of the house of Israel and they're wicked, fair and just. If it's of the other nations who cleave to the power of cleave to the power of Israel and say to the Most High, don't cut me off from amongst your people, fair and just, unbiased, unprejudiced. And when it says unprejudiced, he has something against wickedness and has a disdain and a dislike for that which is immoral, okay, unethical, unclean. Remember, he's pure, holy, cannot stand to behold unrighteousness. Stand on point. So he'll wear impartial justice as a helmet. He will take what? Holiness as an invincible shield, and sharpen stern wrath for a sword. And creation, that means all creation, will join with him. There's only one creator. Everything else is creation. will join with him to fight against the madmen. Now I want to jump right down to, I want to go over to chapter 6 now. Jump down to 23 really quick. A mighty wind will rise against them, and like a tempest, it will winnow them away. Lawlessness will lay waste the whole earth, and evil doing will overturn the thrones of rulers. So they got rich by evil, sowing wickedness. The Most High brought it back full circle upon them. What does the Most High say through his holy prophet Ezra? Or King Solomon, and Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verses 1. Listen, therefore, O kings, and understand. Learn. That's something you have to acquire. O judges of the ends of the earth. Give ear, you that rule over multitudes. These are people who sit in government and boast of many nations. Your EU, your United Nations, BRICS, so forth and so on. They have all these particular things, right? One second. One second. For your dominion, so give ear, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 2. Give ear, O ye that rule over multitude and boast of many nations, for your dominion was given you from the Most High, and your sovereignty from the Most High, who will search out your works and inquire into your plans, policies, right? The legislation. This is what the Most High is seeing, the things that they devise. Because as servants of his kingdom, you did not rule rightly. Remember, we just read in First Enoch, right? First Enoch, where was that at? 94. No, excuse me. First Enoch 83. Was it 83 or was it 80? It was either 83 or 84 that the Most High's kingdom. I think that was it. Let me take a look again. I'm looking at it. It's his kingdom that rules throughout all the generations. So it says, because as of servants of his kingdom, you did not rule rightly, nor keep the law, nor walk according to the purpose of the Most High. He will come upon you terribly and swiftly, because severe judgment falls on those in high places. Then there's no remedy. For the lowliest man may be pardoned in mercy, but mighty men will be mightily tested. For the Most High of all will not stand in awe of anyone, nor show difference to greatness, because so he won't show difference, because remember that in part he will put on that word again, impartial, right? Stern. He'll have stern, impartial judgment, meaning treating all rivals. That means who tries to live contrary to that which he has set in place as a principle, or what he values or esteems and put to be upright. Okay. That shows that he's holy. He's going to punish. He's going to reward. So he will not stand in awe of anyone, nor show difference to greatness, because he himself made both small and great, and he takes thought for all alike. 8. But a strict inquiry is in store for the mighty. To you then, O monarchs, the rulers, presidents, prime ministers, kings, CEOs, okay, governors, mayors, so forth and so on. My words are directed. So to you then, my words are directed, the Most High says, to those who are ruling over multitudes of people, over governments, or in a position of influence, or in a position of leadership. My words are directed towards that you may learn wisdom and not transgress. But what did they say? What did they say? Can't forget, you cannot make this up. Psalm 73. Let me show you in 12, and then we're going to get Job 21. This is what they said. Psalm 73, and I believe verses 11. And they say, how doth the Most High know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. And if we hit Job really quick, Job 21. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. They also say, through their lifestyle, not just that, through their conceit, highly conceited, through their strength, what is the Almighty that we should serve him, and what profit should we have if, see, we pray unto him? They don't even think to pray to the Most High. Showing again, what are we showing? That they're unmindful of all of his benefits that he has bestowed upon them. See? So it tells us here, verse 10, for they will be made holy, righteous, godly, who observe righteous or godly or holy things in holiness or righteousness. And those who have been taught them will find a defense. Therefore, set your desire on my words, long for them, and you will be instructed. You will be guided. Wisdom is radiant and unfading, and she is easily discerned by those who love her and is found by those who seek her. She hastens to make herself known to those who desire her. He who rises early to seek her will have no difficulty, for he will find her sitting at his gates. To fix one's thoughts or thought on her is perfect understanding, and he who is vigilant, diligent, on her account will soon be free from care, because she goes about seeking those worthy of her, and she graciously appears to them in their paths and meets them in every thought. The beginning of wisdom is the most sincere desire for instruction, and concern for instruction is love of her. And love of her is keeping of her laws. You read about that in Proverbs chapter 6. My son, keep the ways, or listen to your father, and keep the law of your mother. And giving heed to her laws is what? Assurance to immortality. And immortality brings one near to the Most High, so the desire for wisdom leads to a kingdom. Therefore, if you delight in thrones and scepters, O monarchs, over the peoples, honor wisdom that you may reign forever. I will tell you what wisdom is and how she came to be, and I will hide no secrets from you, but I will trace her course from the beginning of creation and make knowledge of her clear, and I will not pass by the truth. Okay? Now, in closing, we're instructed, dear family, in Enoch 99, in verses, let me go there. Is it right? I thought I just had it. 1 second. Enoch 99. Verses 3. Let's go from 2 to 4. We'll end with that. Woe to them who pervert the words of uprightness and transgress the eternal law, and transform themselves into what they were not, in parentheses, into sinners, transgressors. They shall be trodden underfoot upon the earth. 3. In those days, make ready. And those days are here now. When Enoch was writing and telling of this, it was future tense. Remember, he was writing, he was seeing something for a future generation that he would write down a testimony to testify to us, to know what to look for. Ye righteous, to raise your prayers in those days, make ready, ye righteous, to raise your prayers as a memorial, a remembrance. The prayers are the incense of the righteous, and place them as a testimony, evidence before the angels, that they may place the sin of the sinners for a memorial before the Most High. In those days, the nations shall be stirred up, and the families of the nations shall arise on the day of destruction. See, it'd be kingdom against kingdom, realm against realm. That's where we are. Gonna go ahead and wish you all and say, praise be to the Most High. The Most High Barak you family, and may he be your ever-present help, your shield and buckler. I know I said I was going to I'm going to put this in the chat here. Say greetings to all the family in Yasha. Sabbath's on its way. It's almost a Sabbath and I can't wait. I'm going to Nehemiah really quick, and I'm going to put this in the chat. 8 verses 10. Just as it's written, then he said unto them, go your way, eat the fat and drink the sweet, and send portions unto them for whom nothing is prepared. For this day is holy unto our power, neither be sorry, don't be sad. For For the joy of the Most High is your strength. Praise you, High. All right, family. Most High Barak you and your households. Keep your mind stayed on him, and may the Most High keep you in his perfect peace. Let's take this off of here. Well, how do I take this off here? 1 second.
Never fold, even when my back's against the ropes. Never, cause I know in whom I believe in, who I trust and who I hope. Oh, you didn't know, you know? About that left-right paradigm and the mass deception sweeping across the whole globe. So, did you celebrate Christmas? No. You ready for New Year's? Oh, I get it. You the religious type. Whatever floats your boat. So, shake them up a little loud. Jump from Kokomo. First time fucking 19 said the whole world has a wickedness and they gon' set it in line like Pinocchio. We ain't falling with the okie doll. This whole world been comatose. We should try the most high down. But you look to the break it, nigga, they murder for thinking we slipping home alone. Hit them up with that rover's off. It's never left not alone. Spirit on text your attack it on. Drop more bars than my cell phone and wrong. Uh-oh. Oh no. Here I go again. One more for the poets, man. Seeds I'll be sowing in. Because righteousness, I'm going in. My deck of cards never folded in. Keep going hard in the faith till one day that I'm behold. They say everybody hates Chris, but it's really they hate Yeshaya. Sit back, beat game from this Southern Kingdom rider. I'm sounding off the watchman that's on the wall. I'm on the wall of his word, and yes, I keep these laws. Everybody running around with popping out for gasoline draws. Bring them troops. They look at you like I can't believe you. I'm appalled. You can't tell me that this ain't right. Ain't sure enough. Can't say that it's wrong. Well, you can, but I ain't gotta listen or believe you. Man, I'm gone. See, this is the thing that I go to as the watchman on the wall. On the wall. One day this whole kingdom you see around you gon' fall. And all I was trying to do is warn y'all. But you too stubborn too, so it's your fault. Humpty Dumpty ran up the wall. Yeah, Humpty Dumpty couldn't very fall. Shell got cracked to 1,000 pieces. We walk by faith, not telekinesis. Like you said, you ain't gotta believe it. The Most High gave you the free, gave us all a good book. But it's up to you to take the time and read it. Uh-oh. Oh no. Here I go again. One more for the poets, man. Seeds I'll be sowing them. In his righteousness, I'm going in. My deck of cards never folded them. Keep going hard in the faith till one day that I'm behold. That righteous, I need that. We on one accord. If you keep the faith, I'm keeping mine. You keep it yours. Just one day, we gon' see the Lord. We come to the ends of the earth like we on tour. Cause we are, and we worldwide. Speaking about them 12 tribes, yeah. This here's a black rapper, a Hebrew slapper. I love my tribesmen. Let me go and then break it down them chapters. Seeing out them lost sheep from the house of just like yeah. Off the reprobates that hate the truth. Be like, so what? Oh well. Did I bust the cat folk? We chapter 3 in the book of Joel. It's like show and tell they like going. Oh no, not me. No, I ain't going there. But you, I can tell it from the going well. Get back when the curse to the cast is spread. You need to repent. For the most high cast both you and the evil spirit back down to hell. Uh-oh. Oh no. Here I go again. One more for the poets, man. Seeds I'll be sowing them. If it's righteousness, I'm going in. My deck of cards never folded them. Keep going hard in the faith till one day that I'm beholding him. Uh-oh. Oh no. Here I go again. One more for the poets, man. Seeds I'll be sowing them. If it's righteousness, I'm going in. My deck of cards never folded them. Keep going hard in the faith till one day that I'm beholding him. I'ma keep everything set apart, you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Keep it whole clean. We going in, let's get that book. Hey, first time, you live in water. Show you ain't got Sarala? Anybody thirsty? I know I am. It's for the valley of dry bones. Let's drink then. Yada. First John 1 and 4. And these things write we unto you, that your joy may be full. Yeah, I know I'm saying it to you, or speaking it to you, but I wrote it through a song. Y'all don't hear me, though, it's fine. This then is the message which we have heard of him, and declare unto you that a higher is light,
And in him is no darkness. I want to say shalom, salah, and armor up. Have a blessed feast of tabernacles. Onwards to Zion.